2, 1. The Voice of Stockton. For more information on The Voice of Stockton, go to thevoiceofstockton.org.
This is KBCC 89.5 FM, Tracy, California, Peace and Justice Network of San Joaquin.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS The Voice of Stockton or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another amazing episode of Women in Business here at The Voice of San Joaquin. Now, without further ado, here is your host, the wonderful Chef Tobias Cooks.
You said that because you just ate, huh? Hello. Chef Tobias Cooks here with the Voice of San Joaquin. Hello, we are with the Voice of San Joaquin, formerly known the Voice of Stockton. We are here in Stockton, Lodi, Elk Grove, Tracy, also in Fresno, Monterey, San Francisco Bay Area, San Francisco, San Jose. I'm naming everything. I am so excited to be here with you. You can check me out, Chef Tobias Cooks, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can check us out with The Voice of San Joaquin. Please log on to The Voice of San Joaquin, share, click, and donate. Yes, Women in Business. I am so excited to be with my guest today. I've been knowing you for a while. Yes, and I am so excited that you are here. Trust me. Please go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shani Richards. I'm the Purpose Partner, and I'm just excited to be here. I have been born and raised in this community.
Yes.
And I absolutely adore you. Because my love language is food. And so my first encounter with Chef was over some food.
It was over some food. I came to your church.
Our church.
Yes.
And you catered us. You served.
Yes.
You gave me encouragement about the types of ways that I was eating and let me know it wasn't weird.
Yes.
You redeemed it.
I remember now, Lucretia Hawkins. Hello. Yes. So she had told me about you. She said you were vegan, gluten-free. I was like, and she was like, is that a problem? I was like, no. My daughter is gluten. Well, she was. I don't know what she does now, but she was vegan, gluten-free. Yes. So I understood.
You understood.
I made the sweet potato and soy riso. That's what it was.
Yeah. It was the best.
And the vegan pastry.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what it was. I remember that. Yes, I do. Yes. And it's so funny. We'll start it off with food. But when people hear about vegan or gluten-free, they think, well, what am I going to eat?
Right.
Honestly, when I first heard about it, I was the same way. I was like, what is she going to eat? Yeah. But I found out that fruits and vegetables are so multi-purpose. Right. Like you can do so much, like with the potato.
You can,
and
there's some starch in there.
And there's so many
good
types of potatoes. Yes.
And then you did some for later on after just connecting with you on some other business ventures. You did the most amazing gluten-free croutons that my staff was still talking about. Yes. They were fresh. Yes. They were delicious. So your hands are amazing. Thank you.
And I do my gluten-free croutons when I do my food vendors.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a part of my menu. Yeah, it's a part of my menu. I just make all the croutons gluten-free. Like so that we don't have to, just whatever. But gluten-free croutons is something great. I also do it garlic and also with the cinnamon nutmeg as well. So try that.
Oh yeah.
Try that.
Yeah.
But try it with the grapeseed oil.
Okay.
Instead of the olive oil.
Okay.
Use the grapeseed oil. Okay. Yeah, and toss it up real big. Put it in the oven. And then when you take it out, you want to put the cinnamon and nutmeg on it. Okay. Because when it's hot, you want it to melt on it. Okay. So when you put it in the oven, it could burn. Oh. So have that.
Put it in after it comes out.
Yes, when it's nice and hot, and then toss it up. Trust me. I believe you'll be like. And it'll make your salad like the kale. You could put it in your kale salad. Can you imagine something?
I'm like, it's flavor explosion right now.
Yes. Right. So you have your kale salad.
You don't need me drooling on the show.
Yeah, so you have your kale salad and then do it with the cinnamon nutmeg gluten-free croutons. Okay. Trust me.
I believe you.
It is a winner.
I believe
You'll be like, yes, I just got my my life with some some ice water with a lemon in it. You be like, yes, I'm brand new.
Nice.
Try it.
Okay.
That'll be your summer favorite.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I love it.
Enough of food.
Enough of food. Okay.
I have to bring you back for the kitchen
please.
conversations. All right. So let's get into it. Introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm the purpose partner, and I am a local businesswoman who just really has found a passion in working with people in terms of pursuing their purpose, remembering their purpose.
Yes.
Sometimes in our formative years, we know what we're here to do, or we have this inkling of what we want to do. But as life goes on, we start acquiring just different, I think, bumps along the way, and we start thinking about what we should be doing.
Yes.
What other people who have influence in our lives, we start thinking about what it is that other people expect of us. And then that intersection between what we are supposed to do or what other people want us to do, and then we find ourselves good at doing some things, but then we're unfulfilled. Because a lot of times what we want to do, we put on the back burner. What we want to do, we might be afraid of it, or we don't know how to do it. So we end up doing what's good. We end up doing what's easy. We end up doing what's safe. And I just believe that we're going to stay in this unfulfilled place if we're not doing what we're supposed to do, what we want to do. And I like to partner with people for that to come out.
Yes, and it's something you said, because we are women in business.
Yes.
And a lot of times as women, our purpose is kind of different.
Right.
And sometimes our purpose is the same time as our real purpose. Like our purpose of probably being a mother, being a daughter, a caretaker, being a wife. That's our purpose. But then we have a core purpose. Can you speak of that? Yes.
Absolutely. I know that there's a lot of roles that we fulfill, and they're connected to purpose. But there's something that our unique gifting, our skill sets, our energy equips us to do in a way that we have to do it. There's no way we can delegate it. There's no way we can get away from it. I myself have come to that place. I've worked with women who feel like they're too old to do something that they aspired to do, but they can't get away from it. And so when we have a core purpose, it doesn't always look like a job. You know, it doesn't always look like a career. Sometimes it can be, but then there's those times when just being someone's inspiration is something we aspire to do, but we might be afraid of public speaking. We might be afraid of other people's opinions. Yeah. Right? We might be afraid of the backlash of speaking our truth. But it's our purpose. When we think it's accidentally do it, we feel a renewed sense of purpose. We're like, wow, that was awesome. I wish I could do more of that. I wish I could do that. And we don't always have to change jobs to do it. We just have to step out and begin doing what it is. And for me, that was actually connecting with people. I could look back to being a little girl, and I was always talking to people. I was a little counselor, so to speak. I would be sitting on the playground listening to people, hearing their challenges. People would say, "You're so wise beyond your years." And when I look at my purpose, I can go back and see all of these examples from elementary school on up, where I love and I just enjoy hearing from people and reflecting back to them what I'm hearing, but maybe in a different way than they've used to hearing themselves. Yes. And so I like to give space to, I love working with women. So I love to give space to women to hear themselves, hear me as their partner and what I'm hearing, and really redeem those parts of themselves that they may have discarded or received feedback on that just didn't fit with someone else's opinion of who they should be, you know? And so I love when women are authentically themselves and not try to be quiet when they're really an energetic, boisterous person. Me. Right?
You can hear me halfway down the street.
and you know, some people, I mean, I've been told different things over the years. Some of it hurt me, some of it didn't. But that I was too Pollyanna, that I looked at the world with rose-colored glasses, that I wasn't, I was too green. I wasn't ready for corporate and different environments. But I knew that every time I tried to be something other than what was authentically me, I was not only uncomfortable, but I was sometimes grumpy about it or very unsure. And I figured being yourself can be uncomfortable. Yes. But being confidently yourself is exactly what you need to be. You don't have to be uncomfortable and be somebody else.
Yes. And it's funny how we take on what people tell us who we are.
Right.
It's
For
like
sure.
we're not trained to think who we are.
Right.
Like, let me think about who I am. Like, we're always trained to think. We're always trained of how other people tell us who we are, and that's the signal we carry. And I think that that's what makes us sad.
Yes.
It makes our souls sad because we're like, no,
there's someone else here.
Yes.
And I know one of the hardest questions for even when I work with coaching clients is when I ask them, what do you want?
Yes.
And it's hard because that takes a level of awareness. It takes remembering. It takes getting away from all the voices inside of your head that says what you can't do or how unrealistic it is. But I went through that same discovery of really discovering what I really wanted.
Yes.
Not what I thought that I could have. Right. So there's a way we can answer that question with saying, well, I think I can achieve this. So maybe that's the answer. But when I really got to what I wanted and realized a lot of what I wanted was going to take me and other people to get there, then I started understanding like, okay, this doesn't have to be so far off in the future. That's what my mind tells me.
Yes.
Is that's a long shot.
Yes.
Our minds want to protect us from being disappointed and failing, but there's something in us that gets excited when we dream about what could be. So when I started dreaming about launching and having workshops and having a podcast, then I couldn't get away from it, even though I signed up for the podcast software 2 years, I think, before I actually launched it. What I realized is that's what I really wanted to do. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know if anybody would listen, but I just decided, if you don't do this, you are going to be so miserable. And so I just had to launch. It's called Fabulous on Purpose, and it's my podcast. I overstated and overcommitted. I forgot my notes was that I would do it I think every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I said I'll do it weekly, and then I was like, oh man, now I'm going to do it weekly. What am I going to talk about every week? But it's been successful. So.
Yes, and that's what I'm very excited about. And like you said, if someone's going to listen, I went through the same thing with the radio station. I was like, oh no.
Oh no. You were excited to do it though, right?
Yeah, I was just like, I was just thinking for a very long time. And then someone said, just start talking and it'll come to you. And so that's what happened.
Just knowing that you had something to say.
Yeah.
You do have something to say.
Yeah,
because every time I'm talking to you,
it's just kind of putting it in the category.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So I know that you started doing some of the workshops.
Yes.
Yeah. I had saw your beautiful picture in Her Life magazine.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
Yo.
You were my inspiration to even reach out to Her Life.
Really?
Yes, for sure.
Wow.
Because you were featured.
Yes.
And I had seen them from a distance, but for you to be on the cover.
On the cover twice.
And looking amazing.
Yes.
And you being, I mean, they look like they took care of you.
Yes.
Because I had already eaten your food and I knew some of your story, but just reading about your story and how they let your voice shine through.
Yes.
Then I said, okay, that would be a good magazine to connect with as far as just branding.
And it's a woman-owned magazine.
Right,
and she's women in business just like us. She has the kids, the house, the husband, and all of that. So when we did it was just like
it was fantastic.
A marry of souls because we both understood the it was like, let me text real quick. Let me text my son real quick. Let me text, so it was just a beautiful, and ever since then, we just developed this great relationship. Yeah. Okay, so the podcast.
Yes. The scary thing.
Podcast about the insecurity.
Yes.
I listened to that 3 times, seriously, in my car.
Wow.
Because and I shared it in Messenger with a few people that I knew that was personally dealing with that. And all of them responded just like, oh my God, like that pierced my soul. Right. Yes.
I'm glad to hear that. It was from a real authentic place. I didn't even know
and was honest.
That week what I was going to talk
honest.
about. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's my intention that Fabulous on Purpose would speak to the listeners in a way that says, you know what? It takes intention. It takes focus. It takes practice. We don't always wake up how we practice to be, right? Or what we work to do. And it was really kind of a response to the whole, I woke up like this, I'm flawless. And I think that that's fine. That's a great mantra to hold on to. For me, it didn't hit me about being flawless or waking up perfect because I knew how hard it was for me to just get to, you know, certain stages of development, certain stages of inspiration, a lot of self-talk. And so just a few years ago, I was like, I'm going to be fabulous on purpose. And so then that turned into the podcast of really wanting to bring topics forward on a weekly basis that really address the challenges, the successes, and the inspiration around being fabulous with intention, with vision, with purpose. And so this last week's episode, I just had to go there because I felt at times criticized for having insecurities. Like people were so surprised that a woman who's accomplished could have doubts or need confirmation or need affirmation. And really all I needed was a safe place to just be sometimes. And I didn't always get that reciprocated back. So I just wanted to talk about being successful, since that's the label that people wanted to contrast with my having any type of doubt. So successful and insecure became that topic for me. And I can imagine writing on that topic and really sharing it more broadly, because I think that it's not something that's unique to successful women, which is always, you know, surprise people how successful people could have any insecurities. But I don't even think that's the most appropriate label, but it resonated with me at the time that we're just regular people.
Yes. And a lot of times the insecurities come from growth because then you learn new things and you're like, oh, Lord.
You do. And for me, you know, talking about growth, that's really what success is accomplishing something. So if you don't start from one place and grow to the next place and accomplish something, that's not success. So I think that there's just that natural balancing between accomplishing and then discovering and then accomplishing more and discovering. And you know, like I said, I don't even want to defend, I said this on the podcast, I don't want to defend insecurity or try to act like I'm not. It's just that for me, it's not an issue. For me personally, it's not an issue. I encounter women all the time who can make six figures or who have their own businesses, and then they benefit from having a thought partner. They benefit from talking and using their community, using their vision partners to say, you know what, I need some encouragement or I need some input, or what do you think about this idea? And that's how we grow. That's how we get further than if we're in our own successful, isolated, you know, activities.
Are you planning on having any more workshops?
I am. That's a really great question.
Thank you.
Yes.
I try.
Last year I had them quarterly, and then I had a retreat that was in the Santa Cruz Mountains or Redwoods.
I saw that.
That was so fabulous. And then this year I was going to do the exact same agenda. And then through some prayer, and I was hearing messages out there, and that's how I also feel like I hear from God is the same thing will come to me several different ways, and I'm like, okay, you wanted me to pay attention to that. And it was, don't assume that you know exactly that things are going to be like they were, you know, previously. So I just carried over everything from 2018 to 2019. And then when I realized that was my thinking, that wasn't me being introspective or really in tune, then I cleared my calendar of just being transparent. I cleared everything off. I had the most amazing rates with one of the local establishments here, but I just cleared it off. And I said, what I'm going to do in turn is actually just wait and see what comes up. And so speaking engagements came up. I was able to focus more on writing, and I was been able to focus more on my family, which I didn't realize was going to come up to be such a priority, because when you're in business, your family's in business with you.
Yes, they
and not always because that's what they wanted to do with their time.
Yes, they are.
But they're in business with you, and I needed to do some loving on my family.
Yes.
But because
everyone is in business.
Everyone is in business.
Just play your part. Know your role. Yes.
Be in position.
And you see my kids with me
yes,
all of the time.
All
At the bakery, my kids were right there. Yes. So, yes.
And so I'm going to have an event. I'm really trying to be sensitive to the timing of the event.
Okay.
There's a mindset event that I want to have that focuses on kids. And I've talked to some moms who said that they would love their kids to be involved in not just hearing information, but in experiential learning. Because kids practicing, having accountability buddies and stuff, I've kind of gone through this with my own kids, and it just really has been powerful for them to focus on their thinking and not just thinking about what they can't do, but maybe they haven't done it yet. So the power of yet. I haven't done this yet. So I really have a heart for working with families at this point, because we can grow and develop as women. I know you've been to personal development experiences. You're always trying to make sure people know, and you're like, if you're serious about this, inbox me. And I know you're always taking people to those events with you. And then I think about my kids, how I want them to grow. I don't want them to get to the age that I was before I knew the value of personal development. So I've been introducing to them at a young age.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I've been wanting to do that with families who think they're too busy. A lot of times we do think we're too busy, a lot of times we are too busy. That's the truth, right?
No, it is the truth. So, and I take my kids to work with me.
Yes, that's healthy.
Sometimes they're not even supposed to be there. I talked about this before. But by the time they're in the hour of it, they're like, oh, cool, because my kids are helping. Even the 7-year-old, he knows what to do. He'll put together a box.
That's awesome.
And so, I come with the package. I tell everyone that hires me, I come with the package. Yeah. I have a village.
Right.
And my village are little people. Yes.
Yes. That's made a difference in a lot of women's lives when someone dared to step outside of the protocol or the normal expectations and create a new reality, right? And say, you know what? I know that people probably stash, like hide your kids, hide your husband, hide your life in order to be professional, but why not reinvent what being professional is?
I had to, like you said. I had to because I had a very dark situation that happened to me in business. And after that experience, I had to say to myself, okay, how can I do business, be in business, still live my purpose with business?
Right.
Because my purpose is to be a mom, to be a wife. That's my purpose now because that's what I meant. But the core of it is I have this other part of me. How can I now put that all together? So now my husband, he does all my videos.
Awesome. Yeah. Recruiting those husbands, they're good.
Yes. He also, he does a lot of work for me. He travels with me. And I've learned before I was traveling by myself and I had to say, my husband needs to go with me for a lot of different types of reasons. Yeah. But mainly one of them is because we're a team.
Yes. Yes. And that's critical because when you talk about just reevaluating things, like those dark places, sometimes we're afraid of those dark places. We just wish it was sunshine. I just wish it was sunshine all the time. But because they create opportunities for us to reevaluate and to just do something different, innovative, being a package, people do that all the time. They have their requirements, and the right people wanting to do business with you will do business with you. And I know for sure a lot of women feel like they have to choose between being that wife, that mother, and that other purpose that is calling them. And when we get into the mindset that we're going to make it work, I think that's better, because you didn't just say, okay, you just changed how you were expressing your purpose.
Yes.
We get locked into geography, at times. Yes. When really our purpose is so much bigger than a physical place and space.
Yes.
And so I that's why I've been a fan the whole time, is because you have taking your authentic presence into every space, whether you were catering for a church or a big gala event or for Google or for, the NFL or where all the places. You don't tell us everything, but
No,
I pay attention.
I can't.
I know.
Yeah.
I pay attention.
Yeah.
And you have been your authentic self in all of those spaces. And so I just keep gleaning from that and from other women to say, this is what's possible. You're showing us what's possible, that we don't have to hide who we are to do what we want to do.
Oh, so you gonna make me. Oh.
It's the truth.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And I think that comes from the examples of the church ladies. I always go back to the church ladies.
Yes.
Because I saw the church ladies, beat the kids on the side and still cook in the kitchen.
And would you like some more chicken?
Exactly. And then they preaching not on the pulpit, but down on the floor for evening service.
Right.
And delivering you.
Yes.
And then seeing you off for some food.
Yes.
So it's just that whole experience that I had growing up. And then now just incorporating with my business, because a lot of people don't know that I do take my family with me.
Do you know that's actually in I have these recorded declarations, I have these written declarations, and that's my vision.
Yes.
Is to do what I'm doing, even whether it's global, national, regional, but with my family.
Yes.
Rather than wanting to grow and connect with people and leaving my family behind, because we know there's so many examples of people who have taken care of the world, they've taken care of their communities, and their children and family lives are in disrepair. It's noble to want to serve others, but I feel like family's the first ministry. Family's that first actually not just the first business or ministry, but it's the reflection of who we really are.
Yes.
And what our real priorities are.
And when you talk about the children, the mindset,
yes,
that's where it starts.
Right.
That's exactly where it starts, because I had to tell my daughter, you're not normal. I'm sorry, you don't live a normal life.
Right.
Because my daughter has been around celebrities.
Yes.
She's been around stars. She's had to cut stuff up and see people pass by in their $500-$600 shoes and suits and stuff. You know, it's the mindset.
It's the mindset and preparing them.
Yes.
And as a person who considers themselves and has
child labor, by the way.
And, I regard myself as an inspirational speaker, but mindset and inspiration is something that I've struggled with. But that's why I believe I'm an expert.
Yes.
Is because it wasn't easy. And so I know how it can be evasive and elusive at times. And, one statement that I had written and kind of up on my mirror at one point, and I still have it there, is we have to mentally dress for the weather.
Yes.
So I kind of have to stop and have to look ahead to see what is my intuition telling me about what I'm about to walk into. What kind of week do I think I'm going to have? And instead of wishing it would be different and getting back in the bed and put the cover over my head, I start getting myself mentally prepared for that week. If I have a negative story playing in my head, I'm creating that story.
Yes.
So I start creating a different story. I start telling myself that things are going to work out well. This person and I are going to have a great conversation. I'm going to be listening. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be gracious. And so I'm in my head a lot. And so I just have decided, instead of waiting for the external world to change, I'm going to change what's in my mind and see things differently.
Yes.
And that's been very helpful for me. Because otherwise, I was very prone to having the blues, being very down, negative oriented, and that's not the way that I want it to be.
Yes.
So I really had to address that, and that's why I think that women who are struggling in certain areas and they feel like it's a contradiction to want to actually be known as an expert in that area. I'm going to just say it from someone who has really had to work hard. That could be your calling. That could be your purpose, is the exact area that you're having the most struggle in, because you're becoming an expert in navigating out of it, getting unstuck when you're stuck, and so we can get discouraged when things aren't going perfectly, but really those are opportunities for us to build up some muscles, to gain some confidence, and to just move forward, not in spite of, but with our stories. Because I've always wanted to edit my stories and make them like nicer.
Yes.
And then I was like, no, that's not real. That doesn't help anybody think that they can do it and overcome. If I want everything to be like it was so easy, that was my, younger years. I was like always wanting to make my life easier so I could have credibility.
Yes.
And I realized, no, you have credibility because people see you moving forward, being consistent, like you said. That's the credibility, not because we stuck to a corner or we stuck with a project that wasn't worth sticking with, but because we are consistent and trying, pursuing. And I feel like the things that I thought I failed in the past were really rough drafts.
Yeah.
They were rough draft, you know, moments. And I'm like, okay.
That's an aha moment. Rough draft. You're gonna have to tweet that one.
Okay.
That was a good that was a good one. Yes, it's true.
And we're evolving, and there's iterations to how we're presenting ourselves, you know, because I definitely want to be an inspiration to others, but not from a place of ego, but just from a woman saying, or anyone saying, I can do it. I heard her story, or I saw her do it, and not that she was flawless, and I can't even tell she had struggles, but she shared that. I want to be professional and look good, you know, but she shared what her real issues were, and that even before having an event, she was just, you know, like, oh my goodness, how am I going to pull this off?
Yes, and we need that, especially living in the society where everything is made to look so beautiful and so perfect. We really, really need that. Okay, listen, I am a fan of your podcast. I am so excited that you were able to come on my show. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have to understand how much appreciative I am to you, not just because of your friendship, but just because of who you are. And I want to tell you something. I get excited when I see you talk to other people, because I be like, I know it's good. I know it's good. I know it's good. And I can see you when you get into it, because you and I'm like, oh, boom, there it goes. There it is. Yes, so please, I just want to take this time out on the air and let everyone know how much I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I am so excited to see you in this next chapter in this new journey.
Thank you.
And let me tell you, it's going to be great.
I'm counting on it.
No, it is.
I'm counting on it.
It's going to be great. So get ready.
Thank you. I'm ready.
All right. Give me your information one more time.
Okay. Shani Richards, the Purpose Partner. You can find me at ShaniRichards.com. That's ShaniRichards.com. I'm on Instagram as Purpose Partner. I'm on Facebook as Purpose Partner, and Twitter at Fab Purpose. So you can find me in multiple places, and I look forward to you checking out the podcast. You can find it on Podomatic, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.
All right. So. And also, you'll let me know about the upcoming workshops?
Absolutely. I will definitely. I'll have at least one this year, and I'm excited about it.
Okay. I am excited too. Chef Tobias Cooks here with the Voice of Stockton. Please log on to the Voice of Stockton. Share, click, and donate. Please, I'm saying, please support your local public radio station. We need all the support we can get so that we can have programs like this and introduce you to our local businesses. All right, Chef Tobias Cooks, we're getting out of here. Women in Business, have a good week. Da 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 da, shabba da do da da da, shabba da dee da da da, shabba da dee da do da.